Insurance. It might be one of the most difficult things to try to figure out if you're figuring it out on your own. But here to share their expertise is Josh Paulson of Paulson Insurance. Josh, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
So, just give us an update on how Paulson Insurance is doing right now in the pandemic.
Yeah, overall we're doing well. A lot of people are still shopping their insurance. A lot of people are wanting to cut costs. And I would say that the number one way to do that is to look at reviewing your insurance, having somebody like us look at it, because we use multiple companies in-house. And we're actually seeing some of our companies give rate reductions. For example, one of our companies, we had quoted a client earlier this month. In September, they're taking a rate reduction, and it's a $500 difference on their home and auto. So if you haven't looked at it in a while, now is a great time to take a look at those. One, from a cost savings perspective, and also to make sure you got the proper coverage.
Now, is that happening across the board? Specifically, is that happening because people aren't driving as much as they used to during the pandemic?
That is correct. So what we're seeing is people in general are driving about 30% less. And so what you've seen is companies during the pandemic gave money back to their clients. We had companies that gave back from anywhere from 15 to 30% for those couple of months. But now what we're seeing are some of the companies are taking rate reductions. And so you're seeing that at renewals, but you're also seeing it whenever you look at, if you haven't looked at your insurance in a while, companies will say, hey, if they haven't looked, we're able to give them a better rate up front. And then also companies, I think we talked about telematics, which is if you are willing to download an app on your phone, they'll track you for 90 days, but you automatically get a 10% discount. And then depending on the company, it can go upwards to 30% off of that. And what companies have found is that when you download that app, you get to see a daily reminder of how your driving was that day. And they found that people will drive more cautiously or safe. So it's a benefit for both parties.
So, Josh, you mentioned a lot of savings right now during the pandemic, and I know a lot of families would desperately need that right now. Can you tell me just, how often should a person get a quote on their car insurance or home insurance?
Sure. What we do in our agency, I think, is unique to us, is because we have multiple companies, we will shop that for them I would say every couple years. If we see someone's insurance go up over 10%, we automatically will shop it, whether it's been 1 year or 5 years. But I'd say every couple of years is what we recommend, and what you'll hear other industry experts say, hey, take a look at this, because how they rate changes, things in your life have changed. And so you just want to make sure that you're not overpaying and that everything that you have is covered properly.
All right, Josh, sit tight. We're going to hear more from Josh Paulson of Paulson Insurance coming up right after these messages.